Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Never saw that in South Carolina, but saw it in North Carolina, over in Asheville.
Whoa. Jeesh.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay, good morning. It's 9 o'clock, and the monthly meeting of the Fairfield Glade Community Club Board of Directors will come to order. Due to the CDC guidelines and COVID-19 public health advisories for social distancing, this morning's Board of Directors meeting is open to members of the board, key staff members, and limited observers. This meeting is being recorded, and the video will be posted on the Community Club website for member viewing. To honor America, please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence to remember those who are serving in uniform and those who have been affected by the COVID-19 virus. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Pat, would you please call the roll of the board members?
Here.
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 Mr. Jones?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Here.
Mrs. Fuller?
Here.
Mr. Whitworth?
Here.
Mr. Chairman, we have 7 board members present.
Thank you, Pat. We have a motion to approve the minutes of the prior board meeting held on March 25th, 2021.
Motion to approve the prior board meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes of the March 25th board meeting are approved. This morning in the audience, I see we have Mayor Foster is there. Mayor, would you like to make a few comments?
Thank you all for having me here again. Just a few brief comments. I want to let you know that the County Commission passed the lot agreement that we've been working on for the past couple of years. It was passed unanimously. I believe that's a great example of how we work together and can come to agreements that's positive for everybody involved. I want to also thank you all publicly for working with E911 and dispatch and for helping to get them room for that second location in case of a disaster. Again, another case of working together for the betterment of our whole community. It's always positive. Glad that we've appointed a member of the Joint Economic Community Development Board from Fairfield to have input on the various decisions in the county. And again, I just look forward to continue these positive steps and working together in the future. I want to let you know that our budget process as a county begins in May. May 3rd is the all-day, it's the infamous, I guess, it's not famous, it's the infamous all-day session where several of the internal departments will present budgets, and that kicks it off, and it should end sometime in usually July, sometimes August, right, Heather? Yeah. But hopefully we don't get that late on it. Most recent COVID statistics, there were 111 active cases yesterday. That's down by 9. So we've had a little bit of a bump, and now we're dropping again. And vaccinations, the pace has slowed considerably. So if you want your vaccination and you haven't had it yet, now's the time to get it. Appointments are available. Some days they're same-day appointments. So just call in. Anyone can get vaccinated. To this point, almost 35,000 shots have been administered. Some of those would be 2 to 1 person. Over 20,000 individuals have had a shot, and 15,629 of our population has been fully vaccinated. We have a great health department. Again, if you're there, thank them. They've really been one of the frontline groups in this whole pandemic. They've worked so hard. We try to, by the way, we try to keep the road out there in good shape, but it's just not meant for the traffic it's had. We've put a lot of gravel and a lot of grading into that thing, but we're doing the best we can with that. And that is all I have. For any questions, I'd be willing to answer them. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I share our comments from across the board, we want to remind everyone that earlier this month, on April 5th, all Tennesseans aged 16 and older became eligible for the COVID-19 vaccination, and includes everyone in all of the risk-based phases. While we encourage everyone to be vaccinated as soon as you are eligible to receive the vaccine, not everyone will choose to do so. And not everyone you encounter will be vaccinated. So please continue to wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your social distancing, and please be cautious when attending any social gatherings. If you feel sick, get tested, and if your results are positive, please follow the isolation and quarantine protocols. Also, earlier this month on Easter Sunday, fire completely destroyed the home of our police chief, Mike Williams. Mike and his family escaped from the fire. However, all of their belongings, keepsakes, and Mike's personal vehicle were lost in the fire. The emotional trauma of a house fire will remain with Mike and his family, so we ask that you remember Mike and his family in your thoughts and your prayers as they move through these very difficult times. An account has been established at First National Bank to assist Mike and his family with their recovery. And with that, I will share the following comments from across the board. And this is the end of the first quarter. So this is a state of the club message, and that will be followed by the quarterly update on our financials. This past year was anything but ordinary or normal. By all accounts, 2020 was an unprecedented year that required bold actions, difficult decisions. We are pleased to report that the combination of both bold actions, difficult decisions, and the solid execution on the part of the board and our senior management team resulted in extraordinary results for the community club. The board and staff stayed in constant communication throughout the duration of the crisis, holding weekly conference calls and in addition to our normal board meetings. This enabled us to make timely decisions as the dynamics of the situation evolved. No one could have predicted the unprecedented impact that the coronavirus would have on every aspect of our daily lives. As concerns over the virus began to grow, the community club shared every piece of information that was provided to us in an effort to give our members the opportunity to make informed personal decisions regarding the virus. We stressed repeatedly that it was always your decision as to whether or not you decided to use club facilities or participate in planned events. We took bold action to limit expenses and deferred planned expenditures, and we made the difficult decision to shut down operations in order to follow public health guidelines. Taking care of our team members and reallocating resources was our primary concern. As a result, the community club emerged from 2020 with extraordinary financial results. Our financial position as we entered 2021 was as strong as we have ever been. We face continued uncertainty for the remainder of 2021, but the strength of our financial position provides us with a variety of financial opportunities. We took advantage of the opportunity to pay off the $1.2 million balance on the Stonehenge loan a year early, saving an additional $73,000 in interest. We also took advantage of the opportunity to add an additional $2.5 million to our operating reserves to provide additional insurance against potential future financial challenges. And we are now in the position to receive favorable rates as we look at future financing needs. Why then do we need to increase annual assessments? The answer is that each year we are faced with increasing expenses. We are currently taking appropriate action to increase the compensation levels of our community club team members to make our compensation levels competitive with the local and regional markets so that we can recruit, train, and retain staff to provide our members with the services that you deserve. These efforts resulted in a $335,000 increase in the payroll budget. So we made the necessary and the difficult decision to increase monthly assessments by $3, which equates to approximately $320,000. The other dollar per month increase goes to our capital improvements for our facilities and amenities. In addition, as shown during the budget presentation, we have challenged the senior management team to find an additional $250,000 in operating efficiencies by continuing the expense reduction focus that they demonstrated in 2020. So what are the extraordinary results that we can expect? We will complete the Phase 2 renovation of the Stonehenge Clubhouse in May of 2021, which will finalize the restructuring of our food and beverage operation, making Stonehenge our only year-round food and beverage venue. We completed the renovation of the Heatherhurst Golf Shop and restrooms in March of 2021, and will complete the snack bar in the first quarter of 2022. We'll complete the renovation of the 80s Vintage Racket Center Clubhouse by July of 2021, providing a contemporary facility for our growing racket sports community. We'll continue the 7-acre expansion of Robin Hood Park by renovating our existing structures by Memorial Day of 2021 and providing additional facilities for community activities, including bocce ball, by Memorial Day of 2022. Robin Hood Park will also become the home of our new Veterans and First Responders Memorial. We've increased our annual donation to the Fairfield Glade Fire Department from $120,000 to $132,000 for operating expenses, and expect to fund a capital investment of $95,000 to expand the Dartmoor Station. We've also increased funding for the development of additional hiking trails, and we believe that if Fairfield Glade is to remain a strong and vibrant community, we must shape our future with investments in the community. So what do we need to do to shape our future? We will need to determine a replacement strategy for the Druid Hills Clubhouse and give consideration to developing a Druid Hills golf complex with a new clubhouse, expanded golf shop, training facility, cart barn, updated maintenance facility, and a short game practice area. We'll need to develop plans to repurpose the community conference center to increase traffic flow and generate additional revenue. Our marinas are ready for the next phase of dock additions and facility renovations, and our library and multi-purpose building is also in need of renovations. We also believe that it is in the best long-term interest of the community club to foster a positive, constructive, and cooperative relationship with our neighbors in Cumberland County and with our developer. The recently approved county lot agreement between the community club and Cumberland County formalized a long-standing practice by the community club not to charge membership assessments on property parcels acquired by Cumberland County resulting from the county tax sale process for delinquent properties located in Fairfield Glade. The agreement to establish a backup 911 center in Fairfield Glade provides for the first time regional 911 backup capability, and our donation of our surplus bus to the 911 district will provide a mobile communications and command vehicle that will be a valuable resource to both our police and fire departments. We'll continue to partner with the developer by investing in infrastructure features like the additional lighted walking paths in and around the Mirror Lake entertainment venue that can be used by our residents and guests year-round. We believe that the future of the community club is bright. We are optimistic and remain focused on the future. Our member committees continue to provide vital information input as the board looks to shape our future, as we continue to enhance and grow our strong and vibrant community. The state of the community club has never been stronger, and that is our April update from across the board. And with that, we'll do the treasurer's report.
Morning. That's a good act to follow, I think. Just remind you as I go through this that the numbers in parentheses on the write-up refer to the numbers on the charts that are behind us, so you can match the two up. As Ken says, we're in great, strong financial position through the first quarter of the year. In sewer, we started out the year with a little over $3 million, and we ended March with almost $3.4 million, compared to about $2.5 million last year, which is an increase of a little over $900,000 from last year. For the POA, we started the year with $2.5 million of capital cash. We ended the month of March with $1.4 million of capital cash, and again, the primary reason for that is we paid off the Stonehenge loan of about $1.2 million. For operations, we started the year with $3.7 million of operating cash and ended the month of March of $4.6 million. And again, as Ken pointed out, you'll note in the operating reserve, we have increased that from the $500,000 last month to $3 million this month. In total for POA, we started the year with $6.2 million and ended March with $6 million compared to $4.5 million at the end of March. And again, the decrease in that capital number, or that total number, is the $1.2 million we paid to pay off the Stonehenge loan. From a cash flow, on the cash flow sheet, the sewer continues with strong results and a positive variance to budget of over $84,000, mostly driven by reduced grinder pump maintenance and overall maintenance material and wage cost reductions. The POA net operations has a positive variation to budget of a little over $240,000. The major contributors to that positive variance were higher than expected assessment revenues, recovery of bad debt. The finance department is doing a great job of increased emphasis on collecting our bad debts out there, which has helped us generate income. And community maintenance was a positive variance of $119,000 plus dollars, and I'll say in that area, Sam and his folks have been really busy with a couple of the projects at Stonehenge and at Racket Center, and so some of this is kind of deferred, and we will pick that up throughout the year, and so that money is committed to continuing to maintain the community. And Sam, we're not going to take the money away from you, but okay. Amenities net operations was positive $67.8 million to budget, mainly driven by a positive variance from the marinas due to increased revenues from the slip and lot storage rentals and reduced costs in wages and benefits. Overall, POA amenity operations are favorable by $308,703 to budget, continuing the good performance from February. As Ken pointed out, this is kind of what I put together for a quarterly report. I've added some graphs on equity, on property, plant, and equipment. And my favorite graph, you have to look at it, it's the last graph. It's debt. Does that look good to you or what? Sewer debt went away after 2018, and when with the payoff of the Stonehenge loan, we're down to just, I don't know the exact numbers, around $300,000, and that's for this building, and that debt will go away in April of 2022. So at the end of April of 2022, we will have no debt. So that's my quarterly report for y'all. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. The next item is the general manager's report. Bob?
Okay. Our target reopening date for Stonehenge Grill is Wednesday, May 5th. And we'll have more information on that next week. We'll put out an email with the final opening date and some of the particulars about our operations, what have you. So be on the lookout for an email next week regarding the reopening of Stonehenge Grill, which we're very much looking forward to. Ken mentioned Druid Hills Complex. We have started the planning on that project by working on a survey, so you probably see some stakes out there and things of that nature, so that's what that's all about. So we should be receiving a survey on that property in the very near future. For deferred maintenance community improvements, we're still looking at all the roads in Fairfield Glade, both chip and seal and paving. So if you have any issues with your road, please contact the Public Works Department so they can evaluate that road and see whether it needs to be put on the list for 2021. For golf rounds this year through last month, 11,400, which is 2,300 more than budget and 5,100 more than last year. And that's partially due to the COVID shutdown last year. The average rounds per course per day open were 83 compared to 70 last year. And Jeff reports that May and June activity looks very strong. So looking forward to a good year in golf, weather permitting. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Bob. The next item on the agenda is the resort report. Barb?
Good morning. Wyndham Timeshare visitors, month so far are 3,483, and year-to-date Wyndham visitors, 11,379. As far as timeshare revenues, the conference center year-to-date, 3,018, which is 9% of like revenue. Racket sports, 3,879, which is 7%. Dartmoor is 2438, 0%. And St. George, 1738, which is 0%. Golf, 27,099, which is 6%. And food, 14,818, which is 8%. And year-to-date totals for the timeshare visitors, 52,990, which is 6%. And we're up about from 19,000 year-to-date last year to 52,900 this year, so we're up quite a bit.
Thank you, Barb. The next item on the agenda is the Architectural Control Committee report. Sam?
Thank you. The Architectural Control Committee report is as follows. Miscellaneous approvals, which are changes to the exterior of homes, through March 21 is 305. Comparative to March 2020 was 359. New homes approved through March of 2021 is 28. Comparative to last year is 23. New homes completed through March this year is 17. Through March of last year is 21. Any questions on my report? Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. The next item on the agenda is our unfinished business, and this is the proposed 911 Backup Center Agreement. The Cumberland County Emergency 911 District Board of Directors approached Fairfield Glade and expressed an interest in establishing a backup communications center in the event of a primary county 911 center would become inoperable for any reason. After some discussions and negotiations, the Community Club Board and the 911 District have reached an agreement to utilize the available space on the second floor of the Fairfield Glade Police Department building to establish a backup 911 center. The agreement requires the Emergency 911 District to pay the Community Club a monthly usage fee for the space, as well as fund any and all expenses associated with establishing and operating